Have you been going to bed feeling like you've worked hard, but you didn't actually finish anything? You've probably just been switching tasks too often. Today, I want to show you why that happens and the simple change that has completely changed the way that I work. Are you a mom who dreams of that homestead life you see on Instagram? Who feels called to Christian homemaking? You feel like you'd need an extra 12 hours in your day, along with another set of hands, just to make your home work the way you know it could. Welcome to Simply Living Homestead. I'm Amanda Carlin, wife, mama, homemaker, and milkmaid. I've learned the secret to simplifying my time and homestead so my homemaking supports my family instead of exhausting me, and it makes room for the moments that truly matter. If you're ready to get time back in your day, manage your home with confidence, grow in your homesteading skills, and train your children in the way they should go, grab your pitchfork and planner, friend. Let's get to work. Before we jump into today's episode, I want to ask you something. Do you ever feel like you're working hard all day, but the projects that really matter never seem to get finished? You know what needs to happen. You just can't seem to find the rhythm that actually works. That's exactly why I created my Homestead Systems Mentorship. It's a mentorship for Christian homemakers who are tired of feeling overwhelmed by the mental load of managing a home, family, and homestead. Together, we'll build simple systems and daily routines that fit your real life, not a Pinterest version of it. So you can spend less time wondering what to do next and more time making steady progress on what matters most. If you've been wishing someone could help you put all the pieces together, I'd love to walk alongside you. You can learn more through the link in today's show notes. Welcome back to the homestead. Today we're talking about something that has been at the root of my chaotic summer. If you've ever felt busy all day but still behind, this episode is for you. This summer has been overwhelming. You've heard me talk about it before, unless this is your first episode, at which point, welcome. I wasn't sitting around doing nothing. No, I certainly have not been. I knew exactly what needed to be done. I have a giant running to-do list. Every morning started with, what should I work on today? Good intentions, but throughout the day, well, I would see something else, remember another task, I'd get interrupted, and I'd change directions. I was like a ping pong ball bouncing all over a plastic box. If you've never done that, maybe go get yourself some ping pong balls and look at it. It's honestly fascinating how much energy they expand doing absolutely nothing. Ping pong balls, that is. Some things got finished. Many things stayed halfway done. And the clutter, it was spreading. I have business projects, house projects, meal planning, all of these things, and fencing and animals and multiple jobs and all of these things that everything in that list, it is important. Every single one of them. And when I am constantly ping-ponging between each of these tasks, there are things that get dropped and lost and left behind, and things that might be considered a bad habit or something that's not as good or as healthy for us. Those things become easier because they are the simpler options, because at some point your brain cannot make any more decisions. This isn't a lack of motivation. It isn't a lack of discipline. It was a lack of a plan for when things should happen. Busy isn't the same as making progress. Progress requires protected time. And we've talked about this some in the past episodes. Lists don't finish projects. Lists only tell you what. They don't tell you when. Every time you ask, what should I do now? You're making another decision. These constant decisions drain your mental energy. And when you don't have mental energy, you're going to start dropping things, and you're going to start feeling like your life is a hot mess. As I very often do, and I have this summer. There is a hidden cost to task switching. Every switch has a restart cost. When I first got married, I was chastised by my beloved because I would start the car and then I would shut it off after a very short period of time because I remembered something and I needed to run get it. And he was like, Amanda, it's honestly harder on the engine to start it. And I'm like, what? I don't know if that's true with all the modern cars, but I believe for the old ones, there was a lot of energy that needs to be used to turn the engine over for the first time. Now, you might not really understand cars. I barely do. But when I think about how every time I switch tasks, I have to put energy forward into that start. It takes time to get something started, and then it takes even more time to come back to where you were. It takes time to remember where you were. It's hard to regain momentum when you put the brakes on and go do something else. So you have to put brakes on and like slow down and stop something to switch tasks over to the next thing. So then you end up with this pile of half-finished work, and this creates mental clutter, and the chaos compounds over time. The more unfinished projects you have, the more decisions your brain is trying to pull for you. So what do we do about this? Well, it's important to plan time instead of tasks. We're not going to be scheduling every single minute. We want to be setting up our planners in a way where we are not having to bounce between specifically tasks that don't fall in the same family or category. It's one thing to be washing dishes and hear the dryer go off and go and restart the dryer and the washer and then come back to your dishes. That's one thing. Those are tasks that are very similar in nature. They often, at least in my house and a lot of the houses that I've lived in, they're very close to each other in location. Currently, my laundry room is right off my kitchen. And so it's one thing to, stop, and like do the laundry, like switch the laundry out and then go back to doing dishes. That's one thing. It's an entirely another when we are bouncing around our homes or around the different things that we need to do, like a ping pong ball, when the tasks don't have any similarity in their family or in their time. So we want to be thinking about our day in large chunks of time. I think about them in 3 distinct types. We have home and family tasks. We have work tasks, which are very specific, like a project that needs to get done. And then, or like a job. And we have personal tasks, things that you're going to do to take care of yourself. And we can actually plan these times into our day. And by planning them into our day and knowing that they're going to come up, like we can make a list, like we can make essentially a chart, or we can make a plan for the whole week in these very large blocks that we're going to be at home during this time. And if it's a big block of time that you're going to be at home, maybe you need to break it up into a couple of smaller, tasks. Like for 3 hours, I am going to work on making sure that my house is clean and that I have food prepped. Okay, that's a home task. And then for 2 hours, I'm going to work on organizing the pantry, right? It's still something that you're doing for your home and your family, but it's a very specific, I'm going to work on this project kind of thing. So that would be a work block. And you can make these really big assumptions. Last week, we talked about a little bit more about what we look at when we process through making that time block. Today, we're talking about just the fact that we really want to focus on making sure that the things that we're putting into these blocks of time have similar families and similar requirements of your brain and your time, so that we're not constantly ping-ponging all over the place trying to get things done. You don't want to be running from the barn in to change laundry. Those are not similar at all. And then once you have this weekly plan, you can then look at it the morning of and make sure that it still fits the reality that you're living in. Did something come up and you need to use the time you set aside for one specific thing for another? That's fine. Go ahead and change it. But we don't want to be waiting until the moment. If we know about it beforehand, we don't want to be waiting till that moment to make that decision, because that just puts more weight on our brain. Like, it has to remember that the decision needs to be made and we haven't made it yet. Does that make sense? So we want to be making all the decisions that we can beforehand and then just letting them be. Now, life happens. This doesn't mean that interruptions disappear. The kids are gonna get sick, sometimes spontaneously. Animals are going to get out, definitely spontaneously. Life happens. Necessary interruptions are part of homemaking. The goal isn't rigidity. I don't know if I said that right. The goal is having a direction you can return to after life interrupts you. Systems should support your real life, not fight against it. So today, I would love if you spent 15 minutes planning your next week, even just 15 minutes, choosing what you need to work on and making sure that the things that you are putting together into your routines and your time blocks and your routine stacks and all these different things fit in the same family, so that you are not bouncing all over the place and not accomplishing anything because nothing got finished, right? You don't need a perfect planner. You don't need color-coded calendars, but if you like those things, go for it. You need intentional priorities. You will truly see progress if you stay with something long enough to finish it. Spend some time blocking your week. Look at it the morning of the day that you're on and make sure that it still fits with your life realistically. And then come share it in our free community. What project finally received protected time this week? I would love to hear from you. Being busy isn't the goal. Momentum comes from protecting your priorities. Time blocking creates peace because it removes repeated decisions. You don't have to control every minute. Just choose where your attention belongs before the day begins. If today's episode made you realize your home doesn't need more effort, it needs better systems, I'd love to help you inside the Homestead Systems Mentorship. It's where we'll build practical systems for managing your home, organizing your schedule, and creating rhythms that actually work in real life. The link is in the show notes. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Hey neighbor, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share this episode with a friend who is knee-deep in their own homestead? Also, please leave me a rating or a review on Apple Podcasts. It thrills me to know that this podcast is helping you. Keep watching those sunsets, friend. I'll meet you back here on the homestead soon for another episode. See ya!